Hey there, campers. While we're gathering around the campfire, we just want to let you know we are not what you would call experts. What we do have is a love for researching and discussing the lore of cryptids, creatures,
and an occasional spooky woman that can eat our soul.
So if you are in need of immediate help with the chupacabra in your yard, please consult someone else.
Also, this podcast isn't for kids. These campfire stories can contain graphic and explicit content that may not be suitable for young campers, so listener discretion is advised.
Hey, campers. My name is Kimmy, and I am here with my co-host Ryan.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aloreing, our folklore podcast, where we tell you the history and stories of different legends and lore from all around the world for the last time in 2024.
Oh my
Right?
God! Hallelujah!
We did it.
The bells are echoing. There's a miracle. Christmas time is here. That's
Very
when this
exciting.
episode is airing. Is
Oh, yeah.
on the day of the Savior.
Yep. Go jingle some bells. Go
jingle some bells.
whatever you do on Christmas, you know?
This is the real gift of the Lord,
Mm.
folks. This is it.
Like a lording.
It's more like a lording.
That's we're gonna change our podcast name next year. This is a spoiler.
The Christians hate us so much.
Especially after that last episode. Oh boy. We haven't gotten any threats yet, but they're coming.
They're coming. I feel 2025 is going to be a great year, everybody.
Yeah.
Woo! It's going to be great. Speaking of lording, we're just going to send it full send. What did you find? Lording.
Oh man. Well, we're recording this before Christmas, obviously. But I have finally finished my Christmas wrapping. And I went overboard.
The wolf howl for that. Why not?
Hell yeah!
It's the season.
No, but I went a little too hard on the Christmas shopping this year. My tree in my house looks like full, like for everybody, but it's just stuff I bought. It's not like a lot of big stuff, but like it's just a lot of stuff. And yeah, which I mean, it was fun, but I am not a good rapper. I'm so bad. I don't have a lot of skills, but rapping is near the bottom of my capabilities. I'll post a picture of the one I did right before we hopped on today. Oh boy! I ran out of wrapping paper, and like it's a big box,
right?
It's like a giant like crock pot thingy, and so I used two different types of wrapping paper, but then like I ran out of both, so I have like strips of like a third wrapping paper.
Ryan.
Because okay, look, I buy cheap wrapping paper. I buy like the dollar store wrapping paper. Because why would I spend money on something that's going to get ripped apart?
You're gonna spend more money buying the cheap dollar store wrapping paper than just
especially since you only get like 6 feet out of it and it goes quick.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta go to like Smith's or something, buy like one of those large rolls for like $6 and you're done. That's the way you have to do it.
Just something about buying like 6 rolls versus 1 roll like just feels better. But no, you're right. At the end of the day, it's the same amount of money.
You're just hurting yourself.
Yeah, but I am done.
Yeah,
and I'm only got a couple battle wounds. from the scissors. So yeah, what did you find alluring?
I got a gift from Krampus. Speaking
Oh.
of gifts from Ryan, and it was so great. I am going to be playing with a soundboard for the next
Hell yeah.
48 hours, which I am quite excited about. Um, I also learned I'm a very good Sherlock Holmes with gifts. um, I will say this on here because I so I messaged Ryan because I have this wonderful mic that I bought and I haven't been able to use it, and I was like, I should get a cable so I can use it. So I messaged Ryan and I messaged one of our friend Austin that also does the podcast, Big Liz Pod, and I was like, hey, what cable should I get so I can use this mic on my computer? And Ryan was like, if you get a cable, get this one, but only get this cable.
Yeah, I said don't buy anything.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. And then I messaged our friend as well because like they both went to school for the same thing, and I know they're both going to send me the best deals, and I know they're both busy, so it's whomever, right, can get back to me. And he sends me a very detailed list of why I should get like a soundboard and how it works and the knowledge behind it, and taking the time to really explain all of this to me because I don't know anything going on. And I was like, that's very interesting that Ryan wouldn't tell me any of this
I was just
information.
like, you don't need to know any of this.
And I was like, that's very intriguing. And then I was laying in bed and I said to Edgar out loud, I was like, why would Ryan only tell me to get a cable but not anything else? And I was like, especially after sending me a very large, god damn it, he sent me a soundboard. And then I got very excited opening my gift today because I looked at Edgar, I'm like, I want to shake it, but I think it's a soundboard.
Yeah, I'm really glad you didn't make it because I didn't have any like protective stuff.
No,
So I put like a little bit of foam and some Trader Joe's bags, and I was like, well, here we go. I hope UPS doesn't. I told the UPS guy, hey, this is a little fragile, and he's like, a little fragile or fragile? I'm like, just a little fragile, and he's like, okay, and he didn't put a sticker on it. I was like, oh well, okay, I guess I guess a little fragile doesn't count for being
no,
a sticker. So,
nope.
but
Nope.
it made it. Well, hopefully, we'll see if it turns on.
We'll find out real quick.
Yeah.
It was very funny too because our UPS guy, he is very sweet. Where he was like, he looked at me and he's like, I think the dude was saying to be careful with the package. And he's like gently handed it to me.
Yeah. Well, your UPS guy's a lot nicer than my UPS guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my fun alluring thing today. So
yep, I have officially passed the torch to Kimmy. The soundboard is now in much safer hands, I'd say. More mature hands, possibly.
More mature hands.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts. Maybe I'll be the wolf howler.
Yeah.
Maybe
hey, you're catching on. We've had more wolf howls than anything these last couple episodes, I'll tell you what. But
that is fair.
Speaking of loud stuff. No.
Speaking of loud, unnecessary sounds.
Yeah, let's get into this week's episode.
Cue those campfire sounds that we don't yet have.
We could wolf instead.
Yeah, let's wolf it. See, it's already begun.
It's like music to my goddamn ears. Give us a rhyme for rhyme through the wood of the door, then open the door if you fail. Out of context, this makes no sense.
So, when the peaceful crackles of the fireplace are interrupted by the knock of carolers at your door, you may be surprised to see they aren't just your local church group on the other side asking for another tax-free donation.
That can't be right.
What if I told you on the other side you could be greeted by a godly decorated horse skull and a group of merry men singing songs about entering your home in hopes for drinks, treats, and a jolly good show? Though this may be every introvert's worst nightmare, what if I told you this was a welcoming Welsh tradition known to bring good luck and was way more popular than you may think?
Do you get carolers still?
Um,
I couldn't tell you the last time I've had a caroler.
I think we got one last year.
Yeah, that makes sense. Where you're at, carolers are probably a lot
Yeah.
more. Where I'm at, never.
Yeah,
Like,
we're in Gay Lake City. I feel like it's
yeah,
just like a spirit thing, you know.
yeah,
The closer you are to the bar, the more likely it is to
that's
happen.
true. When I was little, we never went door to door, but we'd like hook a trailer to a back of a truck, and then
Mhm.
all us kids would sit in the trailer and just go around neighborhoods singing. Um, which I think is much better. Like, don't knock
Yeah.
on my door to sing. Let me. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I
freak my dog out.
yeah, I feel like we used to do it a lot when we were in the church.
Yep. Yeah. That's same. That was.
That's what happened, you
Yeah.
know. So, but so for all of our lovely audio listeners, if you want to see this week's illustration, head over to our YouTube, or head over to our website, aloreing.com, and check out our blog. I really love this illustration because
Mm-hmm.
this is one of my absolute favorite winter spirits. I have
Yeah.
been saving her for quite a long time until I felt very comfortable with this show to talk about her.
It's also
Uh,
your Among Us costume.
it is also my Among Us costume. I love her. So this week we will be talking about the one, the only, the iconic Mery Lwyd. Um, this winter horse spirit has been a major part of Welsh folklore since the early 13th century. Though it's waved in and out of popularity through the centuries as traditions have changed, tales of this joyfully chaotic mare wassailing her way from village to village between Christmas and New Year's still spreads a sense of holiday cheer throughout Europe to this very day. Now, Ryan, do
So
you
can
know
I
anything
give just a
about her?
really quick disclaimer? We
Yeah,
watched like 4 videos, maybe 5, on how to say this, and every single video said it differently.
yeah.
So if we're saying this one, not that we've ever been known to say things correctly on this show, but like
We're
on this
trying.
one, like we tried.
And we tried because I really do love her. And like,
Yeah,
we try because like we try to
yeah,
be respectful, but like, we listen to so
yeah.
many.
No one said it the same, not one.
Not
So
one.
yeah. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to throw that
No,
out there that we really tried this episode.
yeah. My still my favorite thing today is when we did the Nikki episode, the amount of like email message corrections,
Oh,
and they were just different ways to pronounce it. And
yeah,
I was like, you're not even mansplaining right because there are different
yeah.
pronunciations of the name.
Listen to our disclaimer. We are not experts.
It's in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do a lot to just completely ignore the first part of the show. But you know what?
Yeah, that's okay.
That's on
Anyway,
you.
let's get into
70
it.
episodes. So what are we doing, right? So what are the origins of Mary Lwyd? So the origins of Mary Lwyd seem to be an absolute mystery, but few folklorists believe that she comes from pre-Christian pagan traditions prior to the 13th century. Since she is a ghostly winter horse spirit, it is easy to draw connections to the holiday Samhain, a festival marking the beginning of winter, and it has connections to death, darkness, and fear. But this is just a popular theory, and there's just not enough information to confirm these connections. There is also some theories that some equine divinities, so these are like deities depicted as horses in the
Mm,
Celtic Isles, are connected to her. But just like the pagan traditions that predate Christianity, we don't have enough information about them. Never in my life did I think the podcast would come to this. There is, however, plenty of documentation from the 16th to 17th century of hobby horses throughout Europe. Apparently, it was very common for performers and jesters during the Middle Ages to perform in hobby horse costumes or to perform with puppets.
That's awesome.
So, we see many references of hobby horses in early 13th century Welsh writing as well. So, the first recorded mention of her comes from the 18th century in a book titled A Tour Through Part of North Wales by J. Evans. And although the tradition is best known for its practice of Gael Morgan and Gwent, it has similarities to other hooded animal customs in Britain, like the hooding in Kent and the broad in the coast woods and the old top in Derbyshire, which involved a group of poor people trying to find food and money in the harsh depths of winter. So, entertainment was their method to get food. And the dead horse skulls appearing in the shadow of your door was kind of a good way to just like hide from their grossness and to
seems more threatening than anything.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a threat and a little bit of entertainment kind of thing.
So give us food or else, this could be you.
Yeah. That's a little bit of a threat, little bit of entertainment. It's a bit of both. And so though there are many ideas that the spirit of Mary Lwyd goes further back than the good old hobby horses, it seems this is where she caught her big break. And even though villages and town folks were loving this way to celebrate and grab some grub during the cold winter months, the church just wasn't about it.
No.
What an idea. So, Welsh Methodists and other Christian nonconformists constantly criticized Mary Lwyd at the start of the 19th century. It seemed that every religious figure had something negative to say about this merry-making spirit and would refer to her as sinful, demonic, and unholy in a collection of old texts.
Like, not to defend the church, because, that ain't me. If there was ever a one of the things we've talked about that the church is like, yeah, that seems pretty demonic. This one,
that's fair.
Slightly valid. Walking around wearing horse skull and stuff. Just saying. This
is what it's like. You know what?
Yeah. This one I can see what's going on.
It's like, hear them out.
Yeah. They didn't have Wikipedia back then,
Yeah, I'm not going to immediately dismiss it.
Yeah.
I may hear them out for a minute.
But it is a little creepy. Just a little creepy.
Right. So there's an example of it written in the Religion of the Dark Ages book from 1852, blah, blah, blah. So with the fear of the horse being labeled as nothing more than a demonic creature and being casted aside, it came as a surprise to many that Mary Lwyd ended up thriving during the 19th century. So many places in Europe, such as Cardiff, Bridgend, Neither, and other parts of Glamorgan. I didn't say a single one of those right.
I mean, it's British countries. None of them are.
That's fair.
We're never gonna say it right. That's our whole thing,
Yeah, that's why we threw the T over, right?
Yeah.
America.
Give your cities normal names.
Yeah, give it Wisconsin or something.
Yeah.
Kept the legend of her alive going strong. So, for example, poet Vernon Watkin wrote the famous 1941 The Ballad of Mary Lwyd after hearing a radio broadcast about the ritual of Gwaliro y Garth, a village just north of Cardiff.
Come on.
His words beautifully captured the fearful side of the spirit, and this was just the start. So, in the 1960s, a town by the name of Laganenal, Sure.
Lagging Woods, maybe. I don't know.
Lagging Woods.
Someone just took a bunch of letters and went, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. They're like, let's just throw another Y in there and see what happens. See, to revive the tradition, and one by one, villages across the country joined in the merriment. Another village that starts with A, where they threw a bunch of letters at it, even marked the millennium by organizing the world's largest Mary Lwyd event. But all good things must come to an end, and at the turn of the 20th century, Mary Lwyd from Wales had vanished into the cold winter night and became nothing more than some local lore. Now, not all was lost. There were few celebrations of this chaotic, horsey spirit here and there going into the 20th century, but they started to be incorporated into the New Year's, midwinter festivals, lantern festivals, so on and so forth. New traditions started to form with chaotic old Mary Lwyd. To this day, she can still be found visiting homes and pubs with her band of merry men during the winter season, now known to bring in good luck to its occupants coming into the new year. Although perceived initially as a troubling tale, the metaphor of love, protection, and optimism remains strong. They continue playing musical instruments and sing their song for local villages as they keep the legend alive as part of Wales' heritage and traditions for generations to come. Yay!
How cute.
Those are the origins. I love this so much. And you get the joy of reading one of the first poems.
All right. Welcome to the story time. Woo woo. This is the 1941 Ballad of the Mary Lwyd by Vernon Watkins. Mary Lwyd, horse of frost, star horse, and white horse of the sea, is carried to us. The dead return. Those exiles carry her, they who seem holy and have put on corruption, they who seem corrupt and have put on holiness. They strain against the door, they strain towards the fire which fosters and warms the living who have cast them out from their own fear of themselves into the outer loneliness of death, rejected them and cast them out forever. The living cringe and warm themselves at the fire, shrinking from that loneliness, that singleness of heart. The living are deafened by the rich warmth of the flames which keep that loneliness out. Terrified, they hear the dead tapping at the panes. Then they rise up, armed with the warmth of firelight and the condition of scorn. It's the New Year's night. Midnight is burning like a taper in the hour. In less than an hour, it will be blown out. It is the moment of consciousness, the living moment, the dead moment. Listen.
Oh.
Midnight, 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 midnight. Hark at the hands of the clock. Now dead men rise in the frost of stars, and fists on the coffins knock. They drowned in their graves with one sound. Then they were steady and stiff.
Nice.
But now they tear through the frost of the grounds as heretic, drunkards, and thieves. Why should you fear, though they might pass, ripping the stitch of grief, the white sheet under the frosted glass, crisp and still as a leaf? Or look through sockets that once were eyes at the table and white cloth spread, the terrible picklock charities raised, the erected dead. Nice. Under your walls they gnaw like mice. The virtue is unmasked. The hand of the clock betray your vice. They give what none had asked. For they have burrowed beneath the graves and found what the good gave most. Refuse cast by the righteous waves in fossils, wraiths, and ghosts. Chalice and wafer, wine and bread, and the picklock, picklock, picklock tread. Midnight, 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 hark at the hands of the clock. Good men gone, are evil become, and the men that you nailed down, clambed in darkness, clamored for rum. Don't we all? And ravish on beds of down the vision your light denied them laid above the neglected door. And the chattering speech of skulls and spade beckoned the banished poor, locked out lepers with halos come, put out the clock is dumb. Agreed. Midnight, 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 midnight. Hark at the hands of the clock. The beneath of a numb thing, loud and faint, something found and lost. The minute drops in the minute glass, consciousness counts the cost. What mounted murderous thing goes past from the room of Pentecost? Sinners and saints, sinner and saint, a horse's head in the frost. Midnight, 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 midnight. Hark at the hands of the clock. What shudders free from the shroud so white, stretched by the hands of the clock? What is the sweet that springs in? Oh, what is the sweat? Sorry, that springs in the hair? Why does his knee joints knock? Bones of the night in the naked air knock, and you hear that knock. Midnight, 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 midnight. Hark at the hands of the clock. A knock of the sands on the glass of the grave, a knock on the sands of the shore, a knock of the horse's head of the wave, a beggar's knock on the door, a knock of a moth on the pane of light, in the beat of the blood, a knock. Midnight, 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 harks the hands of the clock. The sands in the glass, the shrinking sands, and the pick-lock, pick-lock, pick-lock hands. Midnight, 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 midnight. Hark at the hand of the clock. Oh!
You did it!
Thank you.
That was that was a long poem, and you did it. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. That was a fun little poem.
Yeah.
Big poem.
It's a more spooky version.
Yeah. I honestly, when you told us we were doing this one later this year, I thought for sure this was a Halloween episode. And then you're like, no, it's a Christmas episode. I was like, oh.
This is definitely like a Nightmare Before Christmas energy.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
And I love everything about her. And I will protect her till the day I die.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
And this is just really cool, little kind of spooky, fun little Christmas, scary, by the fireplace read. I just quite enjoy it. I do need you to know it took me forever to find this stupid poem. So
yeah.
I'll have like I always put links to everything and all our sources in our blog, but there are so many YouTube videos I had to watch of like people reading it in like uncomfortable ways.
Yeah.
To like make sure like I got the words right, where I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, this doesn't sound right.
You know, like when people try to like be cool or make something like they're like, look at how cool I am reading poetry.
Midnight.
Yes.
Hark at the hands of the clock.
I wish I was joking, Ryan.
I'm aware.
I was like, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Things I do for this show, you guys, you don't even know. You don't even know. All right. And I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you made it through. I'm quite proud of you.
Thank you. And just like I made it through that, you guys all have to make it through a little commercial break now.
Hey-o.
Suckers. All right.
Radio sounds.
See you soon. Terrible news. If you're listening to this episode right now, it's already Christmas. You missed it. But, there's other holidays. Or you could just buy stuff because, that's what we
stickers.
do. Yeah.
Just go get stickers.
Yeah. You get anything at any time. It doesn't have to be Christmas. Featured this week is our Sleepy Hollow collection, which is always fun. I got that on the wall. You can't see it, but it's right there. Pretty cool. Get yourself a Headless Horseman mug. Be the coolest person at your office with your cool mug, or some stickers for your water bottles. Yeah.
That's it.
What's the next holiday?
Valentine's
Day is soon. And, You could use this as a little like nudge, nudge. Like
Yeah, give your lover some head.
Don't worry, you're not gonna go headless this Valentine's Day.
There you go.
Not if you get a Sleepy Hollow mug.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get it in pink. Give
Yeah.
some head in pink.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole thing. That's all our marketing for Valentine's Day.
You just got to give a little first, All right.
All right, Radio
Let's
Sound.
get back into the episode.
We're done. Ryan, we shouldn't ever do ads ever again.
Probably not.
Okay, welcome back, campers. We hope you enjoyed whatever that ad break was, and we are now going to talk about the appearance and history of Mery Lwyd. So, appearance-wise, she appears to be nothing more than the skull of a horse with a ghostly cloak that covers what would be the rest of her body, if she had one.
If I had one.
If I had one. Her skull and cloak are either pale white or a grayish color, or like kind of bone cream color, and has a ghostly appearance. And the cloak is wispy and fades away, having it seem as if she is floating through the air. Effortless, cover girl energy. We're here for it. We love it. Her skull, on the other hand, is solid. She is known to have lights or glass trinkets for eyes that tend to wobble chaotically as she moves, much like anime titties. And instead of hair, her mane is made of colorful streamers, typically in shades of red, blue, gold, yellow, or green, and is also seen decorated in holly, ivy, or bells. She is also seen snapping her jaw about as she glides through the air, making tons of noise with her bells and decorations. And though Mary may look a bit spooky at first, she isn't malicious at all. In fact, this creature is the definition of joyful chaos. She wants nothing more than to sing a merry tune, enjoy a drink, playfully chase people around, and be on her merry way. She brings no harm to anyone and is known to bring nothing but good luck. And even though she snaps her jaw at people, she never has actually hurt anyone, and by doing so, does it all in good fun. She has nothing more than a playful winter spirit and quickly vanishes after sprinkling some good luck amongst those who feed and play with her. So she's just like a horse. Just a good time.
So it kind of sounds like my dog, likes to snap at people.
Yeah.
Never hurt anyone, but those jaws just get going sometimes. Those blue healers,
just here for a good time. That's all she is here for. All right, let's talk about some kind of fun little facts about her. So, over the centuries, the tradition of Mery Lwyd has changed from village to village, but one thing that has stayed pretty consistent is her crew of merry men and how they spread holiday cheer. So each year, sometime between Christmas and New Year's, she is accompanied by a crew of somewhere from 4 to 7 merry men who will go wassailing with her as they try to gain entry into villagers' homes and pubs. So, the main one who leads the group will be formally dressed and either carries a staff, stick, whip, or Mary's reins. So the whole group can be seen decorated in colored ribbons and rosettes attached to their clothes, and sometimes they'll wear a broad sash around their waist, similar to how her mane is decorated. Some groups are lucky enough to be seen with a fiddler playing along, or 2 puppets known as Punch and Judy show Riddle riding on the back of Mary. Also, I didn't look much into the puppets. There seem to be some sketchy things about the puppets. I didn't have time. I didn't look too much into it. The puppets may be a little problematic. You guys have been warned. I don't know what's going on there.
Happens a lot with these European folklores.
So, be warned. That's all I know. I have no idea what's going on there. I read one sentence out of 12 articles, and I was like, that doesn't seem okay. And I couldn't find any other information about it, so I didn't include it because it was the only instance of it, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. So,
Yeah.
but if I found more, I normally if I read something twice, then I throw it in there.
Yeah.
If I read it once,
Punch and Judy are like those old like puppets you see on like the like movies where like one has a stick and they're just like beating the other one. Like, yeah.
yeah, like one has like a long nose kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing, and they're like always just beating each other up.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Thanks, Ryan, for. And maybe that's why like they said something like weird about, but anyway,
Yeah.
who knows? So while wassailing at the door, the merry men would explain why they need to enter the occupants of the house, while singing back the occupants will explain why they can't let them in. So this will go back and forth until the occupants of the home or pub don't have any more excuses and have to let them come inside.
Consistency.
So it's kind of like a rap battle, but with
Yeah.
caroling. And
That's
when
awesome.
you lose, you have to let them in.
Yeah. Like, all right, I guess I got to share my wine.
Pretty much. The crew will then enter and they will eat the food and drink the ale. And while doing this, Mary is known to playfully chase children and adults that she likes, snapping her jaw at them, stealing things that make her happy, and
Oh my
having a
God.
very good time. Then, once they've enjoyed their food, had their fun, they will leave wishing everyone a happy new year and blessing the place.
So they come in, drink your alcohol,
Yes.
harass your children, steal
Yeah.
some stuff, and then they're like, all
Yeah.
right, Happy New Year. And then they
Yeah.
leave. That's
Yep.
awesome. Sounds like a college party, honestly.
Hell yeah. And it's good luck. It's
Yeah.
good luck to do it.
Yeah.
Many believe even just seeing the spirits approaching a home, inn, or pub is good luck too. So many owners still welcome the tradition, even though they initially have to deny her entry. So you have to say no to her when she
Mhm.
first is like, hey, can I come in? You have to be like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
Like you have to say no. You can't just let her in.
Yeah.
It's too easy. You got to
Yeah.
do the rap battle. It's
You
tradition.
have to do the rap battle.
You have to do the rap battle. The rap battle of Mary Lwyd. It's seen as a blessing to. It's also seen as a blessing to witness the holy rap battle and to be part of the song. She also brings an air of optimism and positivity for the new year and brings a light of joy during the cold winter months. So it's just a really fun thing to do. Like we always talk about how they're trying to make holidays during these really sad, draining,
Yeah.
depressing, dark months. And this is just like everything great about it.
Yeah.
Like
This is a
what's
nice
not to
one.
love? Yeah, this is just everything about it is absolutely
Yeah.
delightful.
Besides maybe the like stealing your stuff on the way
Ah!
out part. But I mean, if it brings you good luck, you know.
Yeah, that's the balance.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't be missing it.
Yeah.
You know,
Probably
Who
not.
knows? Just lock your doors. You know,
Yeah.
keep her in the living room. You're fine. um, so now we keep saying Mary Lwyd and her homies all go wassailing, but what even is that? So, during the early 13th century throughout Europe, people would travel from door to door of their rich neighbors' homes, singing songs in attempts to barter for some goodies in an attempt to partake in the wassail bowl in exchange for some type of gift, or traditionally to indulge in a ritual called ponko in exchange of rude rhymes with the person who lives there. So originally, wassail was a sugared and spiced drink made of mulled ale, curdled cream, roasted apples, and eggs. So we've talked about it. We love this drink. Krampus loves
Very
it.
good drink.
We've made a candle of it. We're here for it. I make it every year. Ryan makes it. This is the drink. You can find recipes for it everywhere you go. We love it. And if you drank this while you were out singing songs for it, you were wassailing. So the term wassailing actually comes from the Middle English wassail hail, meaning be in health. It also represented in the second and third verse of We Wish You a Merry Christmas. So the verse, bring us some figgy pudding and we won't go until we get some, hence the term wassailing. So today, this practice is known as caroling. So this is the origins of where Christmas caroling comes from. So we can all thank good old Mery Lwyd
shout out
for where we get Christmas caroling from. And I absolutely love that. So shout out to Mama Horsey over there. and now last fun fact. So if you are wanting to go wassailing and spread some holiday cheer, if this has inspired you and your homies and you want to spread some luck, you got to go make a costume of her. And here at Aloreing, we love nothing more than a good old-fashioned DIY.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gone ahead and gathered some tips and tricks about creating your very own costume. Did you want to popcorn this?
Sure.
You want to go first?
Yeah. So first you got to get the right head, as we've discussed. So in old traditions, people would use, the real horse skulls. Probably a little harder to come by a horse skull these days. Probably not impossible, but that's okay. You can always make it out of cardboard. Get crafty with it. If you're real handy, you could like carve some wood. But yeah, the important things is you got to have the snapping jaws and the how Kimmy described as anime titty eyeballs, and you're good to go.
The next is to cover the body. Just like in murder mysteries, get a white sheet.
Yep.
So you'll want to cover the body. So sometimes they'll cover like the head a little bit, and typically it will be a person that wears the skull, or it will be a person that has their hand holding a pole that's puppeteering the skull mask. So it's kind of whatever the vibe is.
Yeah.
Whatever makes it feel more mischievous is kind of the vibe you go with.
Yeah. And, last but not least, as we said, just get creative with it. No two Mary Lwyds are the same. So, have fun, put some ribbon on it, get some cooler eyeballs, whatever you want. You can even, paint some runes on it if you're feeling real like, Celtic-y. But yeah, just so have fun.
And of course, if you end up making your own, we would absolutely love to see it.
Yes.
Do tag us in your chaotic creations. You can tag us on Instagram, share it on our Discord, or email it to us at aloreing@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a little doll version, a miniature version, or a life-size version.
I know you got like 30 Amazon boxes sitting in your recycling right now. Just go get some out, make some horse skulls.
Do it. Ryan and I say me, but Ryan and I would both absolutely love to see it. Maybe if we get like 3 in, I'll like send out stickers and a little holiday gift to you guys.
Yeah.
Just like a cool little thank you for making our day. Mostly my day. It will be both of our days, but I will probably have a moment because I know what I'm about. All right, Ryan. It's time for Is It Science of the Church? The last one of the year.
So our last full episode, the church felt so obvious, and I didn't go with it because I was like, it couldn't be the church because that's so obvious, and I went with science. This time, I ain't falling for it, and I'm going with the church because it seems obvious.
You know what, Ryan? I am so happy you are ending the season on a win.
Yes, let's go. We did
it.
Merry Christmas to me.
Cancels out everything before.
The only one that matters is the last one.
The only one that matters is the last one, right? Nothing else before. You've done it, Ryan. All the sins have been atoned for.
Happy 2024, everybody. Let's go.
Happy 2024. Take this.
And an honor dub.
This is what we got.
Means everyone's going to have good luck in 2025.
This is it.
Congratulations if you're listening.
And this is
A tap like to claim.
we needed something
share
big.
this with 10 friends to claim good luck in 2025.
We're bringing back chain mail, everybody.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to do this. All right. So there is one theory about where the name Mary Lwyd comes from. There is a Welsh translation where Mary Lwyd means grey mare, grey mane, or grey Mary. This connects to the heritage of pale horses in Celtic and British mythology, many of whom came across over to the underworld. So, aka Mary Lwyd. Knowing this, some scholars have linked her to a legend connected to one famous nativity story.
Oh.
Before Mary and Joseph entered the stables to give birth to Jesus, a pregnant horse was kicked out to make room. This horse then spent the dark winter days roaming the land to try to find somewhere safe to give birth. Potentially, this is where the looming fear emanates from, a mother trying to protect her unborn child.
So is Mary Lou horse Jesus?
Yep. Mary Lou.
It's horse Jesus.
Horse Jesus.
Damn. That's beautiful.
We have done.
Yep.
We are ending the season on a full circle, Ryan.
On Horse Jesus.
On Horse Jesus.
Horse Jesus, everybody. Wow.
Of course, it's just a theory, but it's a stretch.
A film theory.
A film theory. Listen, I'll take it. I love it. It may be like a 1% stretch, but why not?
Hey, it counts.
It counts. A win is a win.
It's a win. And Lord knows we needed it.
Oh, Lord knows we need it. All right. God damn. All right. So this is when we have the lore report. Do we want to do our little send off now?
No, we'll save that for the end.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just jump right into the.
Let's do our.
This one seems obvious.
Yeah. Chaotic good.
I was kidding.
Ryan,
I was kidding.
Get out of here. How dare you disrespect
No, this is the most chaotic good cryptid. Not
we
cryptid,
haven't had one
we've
in a
ever
while
done.
too.
No, not a real one.
It feels right. It feels right. It feels good.
Yeah.
Everything feels good.
Like,
about this.
yes, they're bringing you joy, which is good, but they're also robbing you. Chaotic. I think that's the perfect example of chaotic good if we've ever had one.
Beautiful. I wouldn't change a thing.
Nope, not at all.
Absolute perfection.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Oh man, I couldn't agree more. This is great. We've ended it on a win. You've gotten a point. We're on the same page.
Man. What's happening?
What is wild? What is in store for us, Ryan?
Yeah, and do we want to do takeaways for this episode?
Should we do? I think we should do 2 little takeaways, and then we'll do our send off.
Okay.
You go. As tradition states.
When working on googly eyes, just make sure you got some good anime on your screen for inspiration.
And theft is okay if you give luck in return.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
All right. Send off. Wow. 70 episodes, Ryan.
I know. That's honestly crazy. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I didn't think we'd make it this far, but like this year was fucking crazy. Like the fact that we got more episodes in 2024, I'm very happy. We're still going. 2025 will be even better.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much. Like I know we were a little tapped out the end of this. We're not gonna lie. And it was just I was doing a lot with like art shows. Ryan was doing a lot with school, and it was there's a lot going on in the world, and we realized like in that it kind of helped us kind of come back to our roots in the end, if that makes sense. Like we found comfort in retreating back to our campfire at the end of the year, and it made us kind of realize why we love doing this so much, and we're really excited of everything to come. We have decided uh, a little bit before we did this recording that this is going to be the closing of season 1 of Aloreing. It feels right.
Yep.
This is the end of the podcast forever.
Yeah, no. It's over. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Ryan's done. He's over it. He's
the like 5th time we clickbait Ryan clickbait.
No, and we'll be coming back in 2025 with season 2 with the stuff we were teasing that we weren't mentally prepared to market.
Our new branding is so sick, and I'm so excited. It just like what we have now is awesome,
yes.
But the new thing feels like
us.
More us. Yeah.
This is us. Like what we had before was what I could do with the time and space we had available to us, kind of thing. And it's just there's so much. 2025 is going to be great. Yeah. We got
Tina's
vision
gonna
boards.
have a soundboard. It's gonna be terrifying.
Soundboard.
Yeah.
Fucking
just every 3 seconds, just a random like woo.
I want to get Bonky Mothman. I'm so excited. So, but yeah. So that's just that's like a fun update, fun way to close. 70 is a good solid number to end on.
Yeah. We got enjoy the rest of the holidays if you're listening to this when this comes out. Happy New Year.
And thank you guys so much for all the love and support and joining in us since episode 1 as we figure out what the hell we're doing with all of this.
We're going to go back to episode 1 in January.
And we're going to go back.
We're going to run it back. All right. Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Well, this has been season 1 of Aloreing.
Woo! Have the most alluring day. Happy New Year. And we'll catch you in the next season. Bye.
Bye.